Very good day everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us back to the PMDG 737-600 variant for a short flight from Atlanta to Washington Ronald Reagan Airport, which is a very nicely situated airport, so I'm hoping we'll have some nice views when we'll touch down. And we are using real-world time and real-world weather, the PMDG 737-600, the GSX and the Airsoft simple traffic tool. And we're looking at an en route flight time of about 1 hour 22 minutes, block time would be 150, depending on what we're going to be doing. So let's get into it. We get the overlay up. Excuse me. So it looks like it's a bit of a rainy day here in Atlanta currently. As I said, using real-world time, real-world weather. So this is what it looks like, should look like here in Atlanta right now. We're parked here at one of the medium aircraft gates, and it's basically working. So let's get inside, get everything set up. First of all, let's get the flight plan from our electronic flight bag. So requesting data from SimBrief. Here is our departure. This is the weather currently, 0903 knots. Not sure what the TS means. RA is rain. Not sure. But it's raining. We already saw that. 31 degrees, and QNH will be 3009ers. So let's set everything up and let's get this baby flying. So we start up the batteries first, and then we apply the IRS system. That's the button I want. Let's turn on some lights here as well. We should have ground power available to us, so let's turn on the ground power. That pretty much starts up the aircraft. Oops, let's not do that. So panel lights going in the overhead, and then we'll turn on. There you go. Come on, let go. Logo light and the anti-collision light. There is that. So the system's now slowly coming to life. So in the meantime, we can set up our FMC. So pausing it, we'll type. Actually, let's get a little bit of main panel lights going here as well. Otherwise it just looks so depressing, you know. Who the hell needs depressing shit? Well, it looks a little bit better. Let's do the same here on the center pedestal. Get those lights up nice and bright. Let's show our reference airport where we are now, Atlanta. There you go, Atlanta. Now let's check what is our gate. Boxford 1, F1, so let's see if it will actually accept. That's always the question. And it actually does, so we copy it, put it there. There you go, route. So flight per request, this will be our flight. So we're going to be checking these numbers in a bit. Start the boarding in the meantime. Right, so set payload and fuel, and it's saying reserve fuel 2.2, block fuel 6.1. So for this we just check our little OFP. Cost index 35, cruising 390, average wind 149.023. And then the fuel, 6,058 kilograms, 2.2 on our final reserves. So 6.1, that will be okay, so we can just set the payload, set the fuel, and then we go to select route. So when this is boxed, I'm never really sure, is it like requesting already, or do I have to click request? I don't know. It looks actually like it's requesting, but nonetheless I'd like to just click it anyway. Might be a little bit OCD, but you know. No. Do not attach the pushback tug. Yes, I would like very much to board the crew. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's load this flight plan. So this flight plan will now be, should be loaded into our FMC. Let's have a little look outside. See the action happening. Uh-oh. Wow, that was a very long starter there.
Crew boarding starting.
Alright. So we can activate our flight and execute. So basically the flight plan is sitting here on our legs page. It's only 2 pages, it's not a very long flight, but we do not have our departure and arrival. So we click departure, arrival, departure, and then let's have a look. So here in the OFP you will find your route. So we'll be departing from Atlanta, runway 27 right, with the Jack 2 departure. So always first do the runway. Was it left or right? It was right. Okay. 27 right. And the Jack 2 departure. Transition KELLN. Not sure, let's just check. There is a transition KELLN, so we can enter that as well. So the flight plan will be nice and happy. Go back to index, and we'll do the same for our arrival. I have no clue what's the runway 01, that's cool, so that's an ILS. With the CAPS 3 arrival, so runway 01, CAPS 3, and possibly waves as our transition. So CAPS 3, ILS 01,
Your crew has
CAPS 3, and we do have waves here at the transition.
Passengers boarding starting.
So we execute that as well. Right, so now if we go to legs page, we should have the entire flight plan. We do have an intercept, so I believe that's basically, we're just flying out in heading mode, I believe. 275, and then probably get directed to football, or whatever that you should pronounce it. So these are all the waypoints. And then after KATL, we'll get vectors by ATC, but there is no ATC since we're flying offline, so we're going to be doing that ourselves. I must say I do see KATL in here twice. That's curious to see what it's going to look like on the nav display. We'll see that in a little bit. Well, let's be wary of that, but we'll have to look at it anyway later. Okay, so there is our flight plan. So we go back to route. So performance initialization. So reserve fuel, I believe, was 2.2. And planned fuel 6.1. Cost index, I don't know, 35? 35, and then wind 149 or 023. It doesn't enter yet, 149 and 023. It's probably because we first need to set the cruising altitude. So cost index 35. I'm not sure, is GSX like insanely loud or So cruising 390. Then we got winds 149 23. Just to quickly double check, 23. So after that, transition altitude, United States, always 18,000. So we can execute this, and that's it. So then we go to the N1 limit. And here we can use our little calculator for the performance tool. Departing runway 27 right. So airport elevation is almost 1,000 feet here in Atlanta. The runway condition, dry, wet. Let's just go for wet. I don't think it's all that bad. We import the weather, 3009, and let's just calculate. This gives us a takeoff rating with 53 degrees. So 53. And it's giving us 87.7. And this is actually here giving us 87. I'm just going to go by what whatever the FMC is doing, saying. Trim 5.87, flaps 1, acceleration height 1500, then V1 118, rotate 125, V2 129. Alright, so let's see, flaps 1, take off, flaps 1. Trim we're getting 5.87. It doesn't matter that much, it's like very analog as you can see. So, you know, but those are the numbers. And these are giving us 124, 125, 129. I always like to go with at least what the FMC is saying. Now, runway length 123. That's 12,300 feet. Quite a nice long runway. And that basically concludes setting up our FMC for now. But we can have a look at our departure as well. So I believe we are runway 27 right. Not really sure which one. Let's see, football, M-Pass, I think that's off. Legs, football. So this one, so it's probably, okay, so it's probably over here. Football will be us for runway 27 left and right. Taking us to Wilson Valley, so it's basically typical RNF departure.
Hello.
So basically after takeoff it will be a left turn heading 249 basically to football. So we'll just do a direct to football, I guess. It will take us around the airport area and then on to Jack, and from there we can carry on and get ourselves to Ronald Reagan Airport. Alright, so that has all been set up. Boarding is still in process, but we can maybe now have a look. Let's set the altitude. Cruising altitude flight level 390. And then for now we'll keep the landing altitude at 1,000 feet, in case we need to return to the airport. So 1,000 feet. And I think I'll start up the APU. So these are the fuel pumps. Let's start the APU.
This way.
And I think we have navigation. Turn on the yaw dam. We should have fuel as well. 6,100 kilograms. There they are. So the speedboat signs, speedboat signs can go on. Come on, down you go please, thank you. Turn on speedboat signs. APU starting up. So just getting everything prepared for departure. So once the EGT there on our APU is reaching 400, it will remain steady. Let's turn on the APU generator now. So we're switching to internal power. Let's also turn on the bleed. And I will disconnect first up here. Disconnect the ground power.
Good afternoon.
And then let's do that here in the AFB as well. So ground operation and ground power relief. So that's our little 737. We're using the Janet Airlines livery, which is somewhat of a sort of semi-clandestine US government airline, if you will. These types of planes, the Janet Airlines, they will take like government officials to some like remote or like semi secret locations, you know, some government stuff. I must say, so therefore I thought it was fun to fly to Washington, but I actually just really like the livery very much. It just looks cool, nice and old school, and this chubby little girl, that's too cute. Okay. So what's the boarding doing? They should pretty much be finished now, I think. 45 out of 104 passengers. That's actually going a little bit slower than I thought. But sometimes my brain is just going real damn fast. and sometimes life cannot keep up with it. Let's set a squawk code 3121.
Welcome on board.
And it's on transponder, so we can leave it there.
This way.
Right, so to set up the remote control panel, we're going straight to flight level 3900. And then we'll set lateral navigation. That's not really good. First we turn on the flight directive. Lateral navigation is on armed. Speed up as well.
May I see your boarding pass?
Put in speed 250 for below 10,000 feet. We can arm the auto thrust as well.
May I see your boarding pass?
Now we do have a little checklist here before takeoff. Flaps, green light, stabilizer trim. So
Hello.
stabilizer trim, that's a good one. It was 5.87 or something. Let's go to the inner thrust page. N1 limit 5.87. But as I showed you earlier, you know, it's a very analog system, as you can see. So we can just slowly crawl up somewhere slightly before 6, and we just call that a day. Alright, so that is there as well. So pretty much just waiting for the boarding process to complete. Let's set our QNH. It was 3009, just pressing the B here, and it gives us about 1000 feet of altitude. Alright, so anything else we can do up here, down here? Let's turn on traffic on our nav display.
Good afternoon.
So after departure, it says 275, 249. That would be this one. Left heading, basically flying heading 275, and then turn left heading 249. That will take us to football. In case we want to fly it manually, but this is what the plan is. And I also like to zoom in at least for departure, so that we can see our changes coming up a little bit more precise. So let's just zoom all the way in for now. And let's get rid of this chart. And I would just go check out the airport, because I believe actually we're quite close to our runway. To turn right, it's right here, that's pretty nice. So we push back nose to the left, sort of facing south, get ourselves out to Lima, and that gets us to Mike, that should get us to runway 279. So pushing back nose to the left. Right, so while the boarding is in progress, let me quickly run to the galley and get a little refreshing iced tea. I will be back within 2 shakes of a donkey's tail. Alright, so here we are again. Let's get back inside.
Hello.
Once we are airborne, we will have a look at our flight plan in the FMC, just so we can set up for our arrival as well. So this vector point is going to be interesting. And I believe we can also get the navigational display in the 737. Lower the view. Yeah, there you go. See, that's pretty cool.
Welcome on board.
Put this back on the engine for now.
Welcome on board.
There's our passengers. All nicely seated. I like that. Welcome aboard, sir.
This way, please.
Man. Oh, hello, man. Okay, let's get back to our office. Okay, let's check in with GSX to see how the
Hello.
boarding is progressing. 86 out of 104. I get the idea sometimes it goes like a lot quicker. Maybe something was changed in the settings, I don't know. But that's all good. It definitely is a bit more realistic when it is taking its time, you know. Talking about livestock anyway. So as I said, once we will push back, nose to the left, get out left onto Lima, I believe it was, and then Mike. While the boarding is in progress, let's have a closer look at our little airplane here. With the wing inspection lights, if we want to check for the forming of ice. Like ice build up around the leading edges of the wings, but also the engines. So under poor conditions, you can turn on this light and have a really close look. Or poor weather conditions, visual conditions, obviously. But yeah, she looks beautiful, man. It's a really nice little aircraft, this one. I must say I'm having some frame rate issues, I guess. Maybe Flight Simulator is a little bit upset because I didn't stream very much. Let me see if there's any background process that I can add here. There's a couple maybe. Ouch. Here with us, double mic. Now let's actually also get a window seat here somewhere. Sounds like boarding all of a sudden completed. There you go. Pretty nice. Let's get going. Prepare for pushback and departure. We should do a couple of things. Let's first set the parking brake. Is that? Yeah, now that's set.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Below. that is going. I think all doors are now closed.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Cool, so that is our tug. As I said, we'll push back the nose to the left.
Locking gear.
Hey, Ega. How are you doing, man? Yes, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Why using 600, 700, not 800? Hey, man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I don't have the 800. And I really like this really short-looking aircraft. It's the cutest thing. Right, so that will be nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Well, I can do that. But can the aircraft? Sometimes it's just not working. Come on.
Commencing push. It's all engines clear. Start at will.
Copy that. Engine number 2. And it started suck it up. Yeah, and Ega, I don't always like to fly in Vetsim. It's a different kind of thing. You have to be a little bit more social. I'm not always in a very social mindset. So there's like a lot involved. But I do try to do it every now and then, though. And you know, maybe it's an interesting thing to one day, for instance, say like Vetsim Friday or whatever, you know, something like that. Could be a thing. We'll see what the channel is going to do. As long as we're just having some fun, that's the most important. So EGT is coming down, we can start engine number 1. Oh, you started 730, 7800. That's so nice, I guess. How's that go? And you're learning 7. Cool. I saw that one as well, PMDG, the 737 900. But I believe that is a slightly longer range, doesn't it? Oh, I think I totally forgot to put the fuel in there. So let's set our parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Antalya, Istanbul, cool. Which airport in Istanbul? Will you do the LTFM, the new one in the north? Or will you go to Sabiha Gökçen? Or maybe Atatürk Airport? LTFM, cool. Let's see, yeah, we can confirm a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
There goes our nose, being lowered, as you can see. So that looks like a very nice pushback. Oh, cool. So it's Turkish Airlines virtual. Oh, that's so nice. So you get like a sort of like a profile. You know, I think like you have to make some certain. Do you get to choose your flights, or do they choose the flights for you from some operations center or something, I guess.
Tow truck disconnected, bypass pin removed.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin
Clear,
removed.
right is clear.
Right is clear. Left is clear. This guy talks so funny. Okay. Let's turn on the main generator, and then we can turn off our APU. Also, where's our APU? Turn that off. APU bleed. Thank you. Can turn on the taxi for now, although it will be a very short taxi. I can choose by selecting some route in Turkey. Airlines goes, then we can select the make. That's so nice. Yeah, you should do it, man. You should fly from Antalya to Istanbul. Yeah, Antalya the other day, that's such a beautiful approach there, man. Maybe it's nice to fly around there one day, like using like general aviation aircraft or something, just fly around the area. Alright, let's see what we have to do. We're as good as ready. Let's turn on our TCAS. Flaps can go to 1. Auto brake to reject the takeoff. Now it's saying FNC, let's see, verify takeoff speeds. So 124, 125 is rotate, 129 is V2. No, I'm not in any virtual, man. Just going rogue, just doing my own thing here, just having some fun flying. I did it really long ago. But like, I don't know, like years and years and years ago. Runner turn off lights, taxi lights. I guess that's it. So park and brake released. Let's get this baby going. Doing it a little bit too much. Yeah, so I'm using Xbox 360 controller, so that's just pressing buttons for the throttle. That's a bit funny sometimes. This 600 is so cute. Yeah, see? That's what I'm thinking as well. It's like, look at her. And she is like, the width is a little bit longer actually from the one end of the wingtip to the other than its length. So it's also slightly disproportionate. Actually overshooting this. I forgot that the 737-600 ground handling just a little less than the 737-700. Wing, not plane. Oh, did I say something funny? Yeah, exactly. Oh, like that. Yeah, it's a wing. It's not a plane. It's a wing with a plane attached to it. What is that windsock saying there? What? Okay. Actually, I totally did not check. We are taking off runway 27. I believe, now I only realized, as I said, it's been a long day. I think the wind was 090, so why the hell do we get runway 27? So we'll be taking off with a tailwind. And we only 3 knots, so that's not too much. The wing got the plane, yeah, that's... Sorry, just reading that message again. Yeah, this is such a cute aircraft. Nice, short, chubby. I don't know why. And I don't care. She looks cute as hell. And she's a great joy to fly. And I would like the 737 800, 900 if I could as well, but they're expensive. And, you know, I'm not really getting a lot more, maybe a little bit in terms of range, but, you know, I got a lot of aircraft. It's not like I cannot go anywhere with the planes that I have currently. Using crack for economy. How do you mean for economy? Like, just so you won't spend as much money. Yeah, I can understand. I hate to say it, but I can't. I cannot do that. I don't know why. Maybe just feel like I'm using it, and these guys did a lot of effort. And not that I'm judging or anything, you know. If anyone can understand money, you know, that would be me. Let's turn on our landing lights and also turn on the strobes. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff. Right, let's get ourselves on to the runway. Oh, thank you, Ege, for spotting that. It was armed earlier. Are you going to arm the auto thrust? Thank you so much, because it got disengaged, I think, when I accidentally turned on the reversers. So that's a very interesting thing to keep in mind, for sure. As a note to myself. Thanks so much. Look at that. Because that is absolutely off. Cool, man. Thank you. Did we mess up anything else? Don't think so. And if we do, we're just going to have to live with it. Well, maybe let's just first let that frontier cross there. I think that's it. Let's start the timer. This one, I think, elapsed time. Whoops, 50%. Yeah, it's auto thrust. Airspeed coming. Alright, let's go to Washington. Rotate.
E2.
Gear up.
Positive rate of climb.
We're basically flying 275, and then we'll take a left turn to heading 249. There we go, climbing. Flaps up. I'm going to turn on the autopilot. PMD. LNAV, VNAV speed. Alright. Such a beautiful place. So there is a little after takeoff checklist, and I think I neglected once again our packs. So the packs are actually already up. Engine bleeds on, packs to auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no line. So the flaps are up, but we did not lock the landing gear. So since the lateral navigation is working, zoom out a little bit now on our map display so we can sort of get some overview on our way to Zali. Let's go back to flight deck. So 10,000 feet, he knows we'll start to come down any moment now. So we won't be pitching up 10 degrees. I think maybe let's turn on anti-ice. So 10,000 feet, nose is dropping a little bit. Turn off the landing lights. So I was such an idiot. I found this out like more than a year after purchasing this aircraft, that you could all turn them on like at once. (12,000) speed 269, unable to 80 knots at waves. We'll see that in a little bit then. It's on the way to the goal. Yeah man, what can I say? Sorry, can't watch your video. No problem, Ega. Thank you so much for coming by and saying hello. Really, and don't apologize. It's absolutely nice that you came and say hi, my friend. And don't be a stranger. Come back anytime you want. And have a nice flight from Antalya to oh no, thank. Hey, whatever you want. You're welcome on board always. Let's see, 14,000. Let's release passengers now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. We're flying. Thank you very much for your attention. Okay, sorry, I did not have any type of inspiration there. So we addressed the passengers, and they should just do their own thing. 16,000. So 18,000 feet will be the transition altitude, then we'll switch from standard pressure, to standard pressure from local pressure. Speed 290. Now here we can see, no longer, it's changed that by GSX I think, so back to menu, FMC. And so top of descent, 370 nautical miles at 21:54. So that's in 50 minutes. Let me start up the sky dolly in the background that I can use to record the landing, to make a landing replay video after the stream. So 18,000 feet, we go to standard barometric pressure. If we now zoom out a lot further, we should see our top of climb. Can we go even further? 640 miles, so we should the top of descent there as well, but that's a bit out. So, to set up for our landing, let me start by looking at the weather, and this time try to see if I can look at it a little bit more consciously. So 070 at 7 knots. We were assigned runway 01, but that does have an ILS, so I always like that, I must say. That would mean we have a sort of a crosswind from about, 60 degrees or something. That's not too crazy. It is 7 knots, I mean, we can do a lot worse. Let's get our approach chart. Runway 01 ILS. We can take the category 1, I think. So this will take us to KELLN. I mean, this will start at KELLN, and then Baden, that will be where the glide slope will start to take us down at a distance of 5.9 nautical miles from IDCA. I think that's the ILS identifier. So we need to enter this information as well. What I'm interested in now is the initial fix there, KELLN, and what will be before that. Actually, let's get our arrival chart. This looks very straightforward. Waves, it did say we cannot do 280 knots at waves. Let's have a look at that. Maybe it's something we can figure out. This will take us, here's KELLN. So I think we can just probably connect all the dots there. Let's get our navigational display to the right here. That will help a little bit, I think. We go plan, and then we zoom in a little bit. Let's go 40 miles. Still becoming buoy. Let's see. Oh yes. To hull, decel. KELLN, Baden, pretty much straight in it looks like. Runway 01, let's create a fix. We'll go to the fix page. So runway 01, this is the airport. It's a really nice airport, there's nice surroundings, it looks really cool. So 01, it will be this one, heading 007, so we'll have 187 as the reciprocal. And the radius would be 5.9 knots. So 187. And a radius 5.9 knots. So this is where the glide slope will start to take us down around there, around Baden. I think it's, here it says like at Baden, 5.9, what is that? 5.9. And let's also do our engineering at 15. Just for a little situational awareness. Now if we zoom out a little bit more. We can see we'll be coming from the south. And the hull, I think that's okay. That should work out, I think. This 787-900 tired? What's wrong with your 787, man? Is she not listening? Is she being difficult again? Maybe she has a drinking problem. Like my aircraft has a drinking problem. Every airport I go, she needs something to drink, you know? And I think between you and I think it's kerosene. Yeah. I think you can probably also, no, that doesn't like it, so put that back to norm and engine. Cool, alright. So So yeah, we set up at least now some range rings, and I think you could also see after KTL will be vectors, and then there's KTL again. So that's still a little bit funny to me. And here's the KTL 2823, KTL 2500 or above. I need my nav display back there. Okay. KTL, there's just one, so let's just see if we can hook up better. Also delete vector, invalid delete. We delete this KTL. That's also invalid. Okay. Then can we please delete this KATL? That's invalid, really? Okay. I will try. Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, doesn't want to do it. Oh, you created a flight plan on the FMCU. So I mean, like you put in the entire flight plan manually. That is really cool. That's so hardcore, man. Yeah, that will get you the prize for sure. Okay, so we'll just keep it like this. Maybe we can, for instance, copy KATL onto the vectors. That's invalid. I don't know, man. I do this stuff all the time. I'm not sure what. Okay, this it does. So maybe it was because of these two KATLs in there. It's looking perfect like this. I like it. You don't have a SIMRI log. Oh, okay. But can you not export the flight plan locally onto your computer, like a FPL file, and then maybe have the FMC imported? That would be nice, and then you don't have to put it in manually, you know? Top of descent, 306 nautical miles. Alright, so we can clean this up again. We can go norm engine. Have a look outside. Let's turn off the anti-ice. Oh, you tried and it doesn't work? I'm so sorry to hear, man. That sucks. Yeah, I have this, I'm not sure, it's I think, the ATR. And I think in there, the last time I flew it, I believe you also have to put it in manually, flight plan by flight plan. Waypoint by waypoint. But it's an interesting way to get to know the system, you know. Go back to a map view. Top of climb coming up there with 34,000 feet. So then later we'll get the descent checklist, which is pressurization, landing altitude. We can set the landing altitude now. We should check it. Touch and zone sea level is 14 feet. So the localizer 109.9, final approach course 007, so 109.9. And final approach course will be 007. Or obviously, we're going to say 007. Okay. This cute thing can fly at 39,000 feet. Yeah, that's what she's doing, man. Well, or almost. Look, we have the moon and the sun together. Stop and climb, almost there. So landing elevation was 14 feet. Since that's not on here, we'll just put it at 0 as it goes in increments of 50. So we can just leave that at 0 there. So that would be basically the first item checked, pressurization. Recall will then check, auto brake will set landing data zero at minimums. We don't have to do this quite yet, but we do have the most important things. First things, 109.9. Let me just double check that real quick. 109.9, 007. Then at Baden, we will start to be taken down or guided down the glide slope at 1600 feet. And decision altitude 156. So we can set this all up now, 156. Alright, so we're 1000 feet from our cruising altitude. So decision altitude 156 on the radio setting, so radio altitude. And then once we're at cruising, or at least before we start descending, we'll put in 1600 feet there in the box, or in the window. That's always nice, little wing view. Right, cruising now. Engines at cruise. We're pulling down a little bit. Our fuel now 4.4. And expected fuel upon landing 2.9. And we're expected to touch down 22:18, which exactly 60 minutes from now, 1 hour. So top of descent was at 54, 21:54. That's about half an hour. So usually at the top of descent I will start recording the sky dolly. Although, you know, I never... I don't know why I could start later, but I guess it's just like a habit. But yeah, man, there she is. A cute little chubby girl. Beautiful livery. I just like it. It's so simple. And look at how big that tail is, you know. If you look at the rest of the aircraft, it's so disproportionate, all of it. It's so funny. But a real pleasure to fly this one. I really enjoy flying this aircraft. Taxiing, ground handling, it's a little bit sluggish. But not too bad. And yeah, she flies nicely. Let's see now what would currently our approach speed be. 123. So KELLN coming up in 10 miles or so. And it's a bit of a longer stretch, 68 to from KELLN to Cape Town. fuel flow up here is 0.94 per engine. So we set the course in the windows. We could set 1600 feet now. It's not super realistic to do this, you know, later, but it's still like 30 minutes before top of descent, so maybe let's not do it right now. But so most of the things we have, we can just keep on monitoring the weather. So we got now 0707 knots. This weather report was issued at 2052, and there is no update yet. So 0707 knots, 9 statute miles, visibility, overcast at 800 feet. So that might be a little bit like fog. Temperature 22 degrees centigrade, QNH 3014. So that's interesting. Overcast at 800 feet. I think we should have descent winds in this one as well. Forecast. So currently we're targeting 2155. So do I have to click it again, or am I just a little impatient maybe? That is forecast uplink ready. And then we'll just load that in. And let's see it. Alright, execute. Top of descent is updated, but not a whole lot changed obviously. Have a look at the airport diagram. The runway 01. So with the wind coming from 070, the runway 15 will basically be sort of the same situation. I think we're good landing 01, that's fine. It's actually a nice straight-in approach basically. We just fly to the north, and then we descend and take a little left turn, and that's it. We'll be right on the money. Let's have a look at the entire flight plan from here. As you can see, we just fly straight up at some point here, just take a little turn to halt, and then Catherine, and usually you would get vectors, but then we just arm the localizer and we'll touch down. But you can see this area, it looks quite nice, and yeah, I've been here a couple of times in the simulator, and I liked it. Don't know why, it just looks cool. So that's interesting to take a government type airline to there. So this livery, you know, it's not like top secret because, you know, obviously we are looking at it, right? So, but yeah, it looks up a little bit like, what the hell is this Janet Airline? And yeah, that was basically the answer. So it is actually the American government, and it will take some government officials, but also like government workers, you know, who might work at some government projects that might sometimes be secret. And yeah, this aircraft will take people to those places. That's basically, as far as I know, what it's used for, and that's the 776 just like this one. But mostly, as I said, I simply like how it looks. I like the shade of red. It's a nice proper shade. I can appreciate that. Let's get a little bit closer. It's nothing fancy, you know. But I'm a simple man, just with a very complex psychology. And maybe later tonight I might also stream again. and do a long haul. Like one of the long haul series. I'll at some point be stepping back to get some beauty sleep. But I haven't decided yet. But I do really feel like flying the MD-11. The other day I had to abort my stream, so my apologies for that for anyone who was watching at that moment. But something came up, and obviously that takes precedence. So I had to abort the stream, so maybe it's just nice to do that route again. I'll see. But first we're flying from Atlanta to the Ronald Reagan International, I think it's International Airport, in Washington. International. And let's actually see runway 01. So yeah, so after, so we'll vacate to the left. Okay. And are there is there any other information maybe here? Let's have a look. Sometimes you might find interesting information on these charts, like bird activity or something. Lighting from vehicle parking lot located 1,000 feet southwest of runway 1 could give false indication of being part of runway 1 approach lighting system during periods of reduced visibility and low ceilings. Well, today we have a low ceiling, around 800 feet, the cloud layer. So apparently 1,000 feet southwest of runway 1. So these kinds of information I always like to see when you're flying to some airports and you're checking the charts. Sometimes you might see there's construction work going on around the airport, and there might be some high structures there or something that could be potentially dangerous. So this is to make pilots aware. And you'll find the information on this chart, and that's just so cool. As I said, a very simple man with a complex psychology. There's a little chubby girl, still flying. So it sounded like the engines were sort of like spooling down, but it doesn't really look like they actually are there. See if we can get on top of descent review, so we'll say 200 nautical miles, 210, 119 nautical miles, 2154. That's in about 25 minutes. So let's see if there's a weather update issued at 2052. Not yet. When I'm in there with relax, I can watch your streams. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah. That's nice. Just go take off, man, and make it a good one. And then sure, once you're in the air, please come and join again. You're always welcome, Megan. I hope you have a good flight. And you know, you program the entire flight plan in there manually, so you know you'll probably like it once you see that you're going through all the waypoints. So see you later, man, and thanks again for saying hi. So just continuing straight. Not that we have a lot of choice. We could turn around. But 39,000. So everything looking okay. We got 4,000 kilograms of fuel remaining in our tanks. The engines are all looking nominal. Alright, let me quickly step into the galley, and I'll be back when 2 shakes, 1 donkey's tail. Alright, so they're serving burgers in the back. But we're out of napkins. Going on 55 and 158 nautical miles. We got quite a crosswind there on the right. So we're now 36 minutes into the flight, times 21:34. That's 20 minutes to the top of descent. I'm thinking it's a 1 hourly weather update. It looks like probably, let's see, 52, yeah, 22 would then be the next one, the 22, I think. Or let's see, it's 21, no, it's skipping one. I don't know, maybe it's just updating really slow. Where's my time? I don't know, maybe it's updating really slow. In any case, we'll set the sucker down. And I'm curious to see if the weather, if the weather remains the same. We don't know, but right now it's saying overcast at 800. Curious to see what that's going to look like. So 1600 feet, let's set that right now, just so that we're prepared for that. And on myself, and I can easily forget. And especially after a long day. So, takes you on the seat. Cool. So still CMD, that's the autopilot, FMC speed, LNAV, VNAV pad. That's still following that. Final approach speed would now be 122 knots if we land at flaps 40 degrees. And 138 nautical miles until our top of descent. Yeah, she's definitely cute. That's a fact. So sometimes when I get back to the flight deck, hey, Ega, you're in the air. Nice job, man. Are you, what's your cruising altitude? And what altitude are you at now? This one has sunshades, maybe just... Oh no, that's the grip handle. There you are. Oh, this is one like the... like this, okay. Well, alright, that's cute. 40 minutes into the flight, time is 21:38. See if there's a weather update. No, sorry Bob, but there is no weather update available yet. Autopilot, stupid, oh, cruising altitude 32,000. Focus on your plane. You know, I believe Airbus they are saying aviate, navigate, communicate. First you make sure your plane is flying. That's the most important thing. Secondly, you make sure you're flying into a certain direction, so you're not flying into a mountain or an elephant. And then the third option is the third priority really is communication. So hey man, we're turning right, just so you know, or whatever, you know. But and yeah, so you can apply the same principle, you know. First you fly your airplane. And then you make sure that it's going where you want it to go. And then you can talk about food and plane and food in plane. Like people would be asking like, well, are you serving peanuts? And the people might, you know, you can always answer, well, we're not serving peanuts if you have a peanut allergy, but we cannot make certain that the person sitting next to you will be bringing their own peanuts and opening them up in the cabin, you know, there's no laws against that, so I believe, can we open the door on this one? I always forget, no, we cannot. .40, we're getting closer to descending. It's so powerful. Cool, man. Yeah, as I said, I would like to just have all of them. I believe the 900 is the longest range. Am I correct? Do you know? I believe the 900 is the slightly longer range of all the 737s there. Or at least that they sell on PMDG. Yeah, but Boeing is a great aircraft, man. And as I said this before, I started getting into flight simulator, like in 2020 simulator, with the fly-by-wire A321X. Basically was flying the Airbus a whole lot, watched tutorial videos and informative videos and interesting stuff about the aircraft. And I was totally like Airbus minded, and now now it's reversed. Now I'm Boeing minded. $39,000, 21, 41. Yeah, so then at 52 we'll get one more weather update. Just 1 hourly update, it seems. Yeah, I love the real world weather feature, you know. So you had the moon there with us as well, look at that. Wait, 787-600? Sorry, I think sometimes I have a hard time to read, my apologies. The 600 is so cool. Oh yeah, right, oh no, okay, so no worries, yeah, so 737. Yeah, the 600 is sweet, man. She's small, and she can still fly a couple of hours, you know. Yeah, the view was nice, with the moon and the sun. And there's even some stars, so you can see that. It's a little bit weird. I don't know, is it really normal at 39,000 feet? I tend to doubt it, but it does look cool in any case. Time 44. So pretty much ready to start descending and touchdown. So here we have the extended runway center line. Upper descent coming up in about 70 miles or so. 58 miles. So apparently the Oracle lives at 39,000 feet. We're on our way to the Oracle. Alright, take your time, Mega. You gotta stay hydrated. That's interesting weather. I'm very curious to see what the weather will be once we land. Yeah, once we're on our final approach. Hey, welcome back, man. Alright, less than 10 minutes now. Start descending, 9 minutes, 67 miles. I like so much that they put the serial number here, look. These little details, you know, they give it so much life. It's really cool. A lot of information. Can we go up like this? Yes. Any fluid spillage near latch required maintenance attention. Okay. Thanks for the heads up. So if we want to be standing here drinking our whiskey, we have to be very careful. On 47, 57 out come out, so we're getting ready. We do have a, we actually will have a bit of a tail width after and set. Where the wind should be from 070 at the airport, but we'll see the weather update at around 52. We'll get it probably like 5 to 10 minutes later, as it tends to update a little bit slow. But pressurization we can already check. That was 14 feet, so we put that at 0. And then I think next will be the recall. We can do that now, but I don't think anything happened at all. So let's just check that. Then the auto brake. I think the runway is quite long. I'm not sure if it's actually on here as well, but I would actually imagine it would be right. Probably shouting at me in my face actually, but let's just check this chart here. You can see the one goes 7,169 feet. Well, it's not super long actually. So for the auto brake, let's try auto brake too. Have it braking a little bit more aggressively. Landing data VRF at minimum, so we have our ILS frequency and the final approach course 007. We can now, I guess, start putting in our final approach speed. That's now calculated to be 122 knots at a flaps 40 setting. Unable 280 knots at waves. Would that mean that we would have to start? Yes, we're top of descent, I guess. So what do you think? We should descend a little bit earlier? It's saying unable 280 knots at waves. So I figured, thinking we'll be picking up too much speed. I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe we just descend a little bit earlier. Shall we just, I think we're going to try it. So we'll descend now. There, I clicked it. Doesn't look like we are quite descending yet, does it? PMDG, DNF map, that is still on. Do we need the execute button? Wait. Yeah, what's the execute button? Okay, so we're descending. It is saying immediately we're a little bit low, and that's correct. Now, I'm not expecting any serious terrain below us. But let's see if this helps with the speed predictions. I'm not sure. It was like unable to do 280 knots at waves. We're now on our way to waves. The terrain radar will show some terrain there to the left of us. So top of descent, let me start sky doorway or start recording. So descending a little gently here, 1,000 feet per minute. So it's not too crazy. Although it is saying we're a little bit low, but hopefully this way we can sort of get our speed under control a little bit. In any case, it's not going to go below the flight level 210. It's not going to go below flight level 210 anyway, once we're at waves. The time is 21:52. That means the weather report should be issued now, just like the previous one was issued 20:52. As you can see, update is a little bit slow. Right, so we're descending, so let's continue descent checklist. So landing data, VRAS minimums. We have our minimums, radio altitude 156 knots, feet, sorry. VRAS speed is now 122. That is still saying 122, so we should see 127 on the legs page at our runway. And we do that, that's 127. And approach briefing has pretty much been completed as well. Altimeters will be set at 18,000. So just now waiting for the new weather reports. Currently the altimeter setting 3014, so we can start by dialing that in. Should be it. There you go. 3014. But we'll double check this in a little bit when we get the new weather here. So that is set as well. Still a little bit low, but still also descending quite gently there at 1,000 feet per minute. I think I would like to zoom in one step now here. There you go, so there's a wave, 51 knots per mile. I'm really curious about the weather. I did not copy the flight plan or anything. You could have done that. Go to the route page. What am I missing? I don't understand. Usually when you click twice on the route page, you should. I was expecting the entire, like I could choose a route number too. Again, what are you saying? I got some autopilot problems. I've got my flight. Alright, you too, man, and good luck with your autopilot. And see you next time. Thanks for saying hi, Ege. And you have a good landing, man. And let me know how it went. maybe, I don't know, we're standing. Bye again. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm not sure why we cannot copy our active flight plan. So it's probably something to learn. A little window view for a second. Now, I'm dying to know if we have a weather update. What the hell is going on here? Turbulence? Retard, okay. 22,000, all of a sudden feel like it's going too fast or something. The leg stage 280. Well, looks like we're doing good. I'm not sure what went on there. Anyway, we wanted to see the weather report. 2052. Finally, 2152. 0708 knots, so 1 knot more than previously. Visibility 10 statute miles. Overcast at 900 feet. 22 degrees centigrade. QNH is 3013. 1, 2. That should be 3013. Right, so we have the altimeter ready. But actually a little bit on the high side now. Nothing too crazy, it's okay. But I think the 280 knots, I think we fixed that by descending, starting our descent a little bit early. There's probably much more efficient ways of doing it, but here we are. 21 miles until waves, a little bit below the profile here again. So the time 21:58. At 18 we will land, so that's in 20 minutes. Let's strap in the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We have started our descent to Ronald Reagan National Airport in Washington. Please return to your seats and make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive in approximately 20 minutes. The local temperature in Washington will be 22 degrees centigrade. There will be some clouds and a little bit of wind, but we expect a smooth touchdown. On behalf of Airlines and the entire crew, thank you so much for flying. Well, try to sell that sucker. Let's see, maybe we don't need the terrain anymore. Maybe we can get us some weather. Although the weather here appears to be okay. So overcast at 900 feet, a little bit higher. Previously it was 800 feet. There is some precipitation there. Now a little bit high again. 13,000 feet. So we are at waves. Speed 281. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We did make that. And you know, like I said, there's probably like some, you know, some calculation or something that you could do. Not really sure why it was saying we could not be making 280 knots at waves. But at least now we have a little bit more headroom. You know what I mean. Definitely some precipitation going on. So what's it saying now? It's saying unable 280 knots at ELAP. Well, let's look at ELAP to see if that is on the arrival. Should be at 280. But our current speed is pretty much 280. So is it thinking we're not... Let's just see what happens without interfering. That could be interesting. Oh, to definitely have some precipitation there at the airport area. But we're still zoomed out a little bit, you know, so this might distort our perspective a little bit. I'm not sure if this is also on the plan page. I don't think so. No, it's not. So let's go to standard pressure, or I hope to reverse it. Let's go to local pressure. 3013, telling us now it's a little bit high. But the vertical deviation is dropping quite fast there. It's always beautiful to see these clouds from the other side, you know. And especially when it's overcast, it's always just such an awesome difference. First you're below and everything looks gloomy and dark, like brown and grey, like. And then you're above the clouds, and everything is is all silver lining, and everything just looks super beautiful. And that's such an interesting contrast. Alright, so what we're looking at, 14,000 feet, still a little bit high. So the approach checklist is complete as well. Then we have engine start switches to continuous relight, speed brake arms, landing gear. So on our way to buoy, and then caps and Hoyas, and then we'll take a right turn to hull. 2207. Cool, let's step this chubby little plane down. So at 10,000 feet we'll turn on our landing lights. We can start up the APU. And there's our exhaust gas temperature. Retard, so we're 8 miles from Hoya. And we should easily be able to do 280 knots. I'm not really sure what the problem was. I must say the message is also no longer showing, but total fuel now 3.1, expected to land was 2.9, and the rest speed is now down by 1 knot, so let's update it. So 121 precise, 126, and we got it. $10,000 feet, we're a little bit high here. Aircraft is trying to decelerate now. Let's get some speed brakes out and help it out a little bit. Turn on the landing lights. Actually getting higher and higher here. Let's retract the speed brake. Oh wow. That must feel nice when you're sitting in there. We're overspeeding a little bit here. Or at least procedural wise. On our way to halt. Drag required. Oh, let's get some drag out. Getting a lot closer now to the clouds. Right, let's remove the drag and the drag retracted. So at Hull, the plane was the 240 knot. And we're pretty much there now, a little bit high, but we're doing okay. We don't have DME yet on our localizer, but we'll get that shortly. You can see this why it helps the range ring, for instance. We know that we're well, at least further than 15 miles. Not like it's saying us how far we are, but we can sort of see, hey, we're almost at 15 nautical miles, so usually around 25 or something. See, this is big. Yeah, so like probably around Hull we should be able to get some DME readouts there. Wind is now coming from the left, but it's only 6 knots. So I don't know, maybe the weather updated in the simulator. and close. Turn on the anti-ice. Our left turn. And here is a 20 miles DME. Turn on our localizer. Localizers armed. (5,000 feet, B238. Localizer capture. Let's get our runway turn-off lights, taxi lights. And the engine start switches go to continuous relight. So let's get below the glide slope and then we can arm our approach as well. For the ILS landing, the runway 01. Drag required, let's get some speed breakout. The anti-ice is already on. We're below the glide slope. That is some seriously poor visibility, man. (3,600). Let's retract the speed brakes again. Still saying drag required. Well, get them out. I'm going to arm the approach. (10 miles). So retract the speed brakes. Go flaps 1.
2,500.
Some seriously poor visibility, people. (7.6 miles). Go flap 2. Still saying drag required, so maybe we just turn off, extend the landing. Glide slope capture. And arm the speed brakes for the ground spoilers. There is our runway. Flaps 5. Go 127 knots. I think we might be going a little bit fast. I'm actually going to extend the speed brakes for a second here.
1,000.
I would like to have been sort of stable to 1,000 feet. Flaps full. Speed brake retracted. wasn't armed. Something looks funny. Autopilot on.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50.
It's a very late touchdown.
20. 10.
Oops. Okay, the two going up. Can we? Oh, there was touchdown. One flap up. Plus the freight gear up. Cannot really going on. Turn off the auto thrust. I'm not really sure what the hell I'm doing. Okay, that was a bit scary. So, curious, can we now... Let me see. Oops, oh, I think we're like climbing like crazy here. What the hell am I doing, man? So that was a very poor, very poor approach. And it's very dangerous, like we don't see anything, just flying blind to sort of try and follow the, yeah, probably high. Can we turn on the autopilot? Does say CMD. Get the auto thrust as well. And say speed 210 or something. But it's climbing like crazy here. That doesn't seem too nice. Let's turn off the autopilot again. Just look at that speed falling back, rolling back. And as you can see, I find it an extreme challenge to fly the aircraft like an actual aircraft, you know. It's, let's get our flaps up, man. It's a lot different, obviously, than general aviation aircraft. I think there's a whole bunch of things that are totally wrong here. But there you go. So, let's see. Can we sync our heading bar? I'm not sure if we can. Let's do altitude hold. And heading select. Let's say speed. Let's go to the flaps up speed. Right, so at least we're sort of stable again. There she is. And we'll come around and do it again. So let's go 4,000 feet. So it's basically sending us to a holding pattern, I guess. 2200 feet or higher. So now we turn on LNAV. Will it actually take us there? Not sure if we can use VNAV now. VNAV path, okay. Heading select. Autopilot on, okay. So let's go heading 187, that's the runway reciprocal 187. Now terrain-wise I have no clue what the hell is going on. We're VNAV, so probably just go back vertical speed. Let's say 2,100 feet per minute. Now we can use the 15-mile range link here as reference, and then we'll just come around. Try it again. I'm interested to see what that landing there. Like right before they go around, we touch down, I think with the left main gear. I'm curious to see how that's going to look on video from external camera. 4,900, we set 4,000 here in the window. I'm basically just freestyling this because I don't know how to fly go around here. I have some sort of idea, but for now I'm just improvising it like this. So we have the extended runway center line, so that's greatly helping us out in orienting, you know, where the hell this is going. So 4,000 feet coming up, that's our target altitude. Altitude acquired, still on heading select. But our speed is actually really high, look at that. So why is that? Must be doing something wrong. Sure, and one, okay, we cannot, oh, we can. We're slightly above flap up speed. For flank clean. But speed's increasing, right? I'm not really sure why that is. It looks like it must then just be following the throttle, but I don't think I can change the throttle here. The speed's just really accelerating now. Can we like disengage the auto thrust and then re-engage it again? Is that the trick? It does say 194 here now. I must say I didn't pay attention earlier if it was there. Well, it is getting us from A to B a lot faster. This involuntary acceleration that we had. But speed's finally going down again. Altitude hold. I think we are okay here for now. Oh, we're starting to use reserve fuel. That's an interesting point for sure. We're now at 2.2, which is the fuel that we were supposed to have when landing, I believe. Or no, no, we used up more. Speed appears to be going under control. DME 16 nautical miles. It's like absolute distance, like in a from a straight line. And I'm thinking what could also be a very interesting video would be to see what that first landing attempt would look like from the passenger seat. It seems still recording. No reason for it not to, but it is. 3,000. Let's go to 3,000 feet. We are at altitude hold. Let's go vertical speed again. Altitude acquired. Let's turn left a little bit now. See if we can go flap 1 speed. Maybe we're pushing it, but let's just see. Flaps 1. And then 2,000 feet. Per minute. Now let's do altitude hold here. And then we'll set 16 helmets. fuel is getting low, 2.1. You could still fly, but so now let's just get a little bit closer. So with that ring there, we should be at 1600 feet. But as soon as we turn left, we'll get into the range of the DME, so we'll get some lead out there. And expect altitude hold, SCP speed. Let's stay on this course for a little bit. Just like zero visibility, man. Well, there's something moving, I guess. Very hard to see. So yeah, using reserve fuel now. Let's go and descend to 2000 feet first. Vertical speed. And let's just go 1000 feet per minute. Alright, let's start our left. And let's arm the localizer. Localizer armed. We overshot a little bit, I think. Let's turn off the weather radar. And let's descend to 1600 feet. Heading 007. glide slope. But we're not captured by the localizers just yet. Golf flaps 5. Arming the localizer again. Does not want to capture anywhere at 12 miles. Now it's doing LNF, but doesn't want it. Go back to heading select. I don't know, maybe I will not be able to settle down tonight. Go back to heading select. Oh wait, was it captured now? Yeah, it's captured. Finally. That's 10 miles.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Let's arm the approach and see if we can set this plane down, man. We have a approach speed 120. Let's drop the gear. Cabin crew, take a seat for landing. Set approach speed 125 knots. Flaps to full. Glide slope capture. Speed brake armed. We have the final approach speed 125 knots in the window. We can see it here as well. We may need to turn off the auto thrust. I'm not sure if it does it automatically. That is our runway. So the auto brakes are still at 2. The speed brake is armed. Let's turn off the autopilot. Definitely feels windy.
Wide slope.
A little bit low here.
Wide slope. 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 Wide slope.
Okay, it's a bit of a scary situation.
Wide slope.
Here is our runway.
Minimums.
Let's continue.
100. 50.
Let's
30.
go idle.
20.
Fire.
10.
That's touchdown. Welcome to Washington. Go full reverse. And then get our toe brakes in as well. There we go. Engine to idle. Flaps up. And speed brake retracted. Well, so first we did a go around after a sort of a touch and go. Or it's a sort of a touch and go. But here we are. Wasn't the best landing out there. Well, here's Washington. How does this work? Oh, okay, we're close at the end. Just go to that yellow line there and get the hell out of this point. Okay. Well, here we are. Parking brake set. Alright, man. That's it. Survived. Thank you very much for checking. And again, let me know how your flight went. Thanks for saying hi. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.